Hello, and welcome to another Apple This podcast.
Hi there, Dave Nason here again. This time I am taking a look at the Fantasy Premier League game. This is for the English Premier League, which kicks off again for this season on the 13th of August, next Friday as I record. But of course you can join the game late, but it's most fun if you join from the start. It's a massively popular game. About 10 million people, I think, or more than that, even play most seasons. So it is something you may have friends and family and things who are playing it, and you want to get in on it. So I'm going to show how to access the game on your iPhone with VoiceOver. It is very accessible on the whole, a few little issues here and there, but for the most part very manageable on the iPhone with VoiceOver. I'm going to show two things. I'm going to show the Premier League app itself, which has a fantasy football section in it, and I find day to day that's often the easiest way to manage the game. But you can also use the website in Safari, and some things work a little better in there, or you can get a bit more information. So I'll show a little bit of the website as well, but probably focus more on the app. So I'm just going to quickly open the App Store to show what app I'm talking about.
App Store. App Store. Search. Back button. Artwork. Premier League. Official app. Image and illustration of a Premier League. Official app. Heading.
So it's the Premier League official app is what you are searching for. It's a free download, so just go get that in the App Store and then you are good to go.
Weather. Widget. Still again.
So I'm going to open the app now. Once it's downloaded to your phone, on your home screen, it's called PL. So PL obviously for Premier League.
PL. PL. Premier League. Heading.
And you've got a few tabs in here. So down the bottom you've got a number of tabs.
Selected. Latest. Button.
Latest is basically news and up-to-date information around the Premier League itself, not about the fantasy game. So I'm not going to focus on that tab now, but you can explore that if you want to get latest news from the league.
PL. Button.
PL is another tab which is just more information around the league.
Fantasy. Button.
We have the fantasy tab, so this is where we're going to be spending most time. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Stats. Button.
Stats is as a sound, statistics.
More. Button.
And more, and you may want to come here to sign up originally. So if I'm going to select this tab,
selected. More,
and right up the top of the screen, one of the things you'll find in this app sometimes is flicking left or right won't always get you where you want to go. So sometimes just exploring the screen will be easier in certain circumstances, but we'll come back to that probably as we go. But here up near the top of the screen,
more, sign out button.
So for me, I have a sign out button. If you are not signed in, of course, that button instead will be sign in or register. So you can select that, and you can, if you already have an account from a previous year or you've set it up just now, then that will be a sign in button, but there's also an option to register in the app as well. So you just fill in all your details. It's a while since I did it, honestly, but my memory is that it is very accessible. You can also go to the website, which is fantasy.premierleague.com. So fantasy.premierleague.com. And if you go there, you can actually sign up there as well. So I'm going to go back to the fantasy
Spurs
tab.
TV, but fantasy button. Selected, fantasy.
And on this tab, you will also get that if you are not already signed in, you will also get a button telling you to either sign in or register. Now, when you are signing up, by the way, you'll be asked to create the likes of a team name. You'll also be asked to select your squad. I'll come back to the mechanics of selecting your squad later on, but on the website, you have an extra option, you have a thing called autofill. So if you want to create your account and come back and do it later, for example, do your transfers later, or you just need a bit of help, you're not quite sure how to pick at the start, there is an autofill option where they will just give you players that fit into the budget. What you're doing is you're picking 15 players in total, which are made up of 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards. And you have a total budget of 100 million, so every player has a price. You pick your squad has to have a maximum of 3 players from any one team, so you can't just pick the entire Manchester City squad, for example. You can only pick a maximum of 3 players from any one team. And then each week you select 11 players to play, and I'll come back to the rules again a little bit later. The only part really of the sign-up process that I have found, or the team management kind of process that I have found that I couldn't manage with VoiceOver, was selecting your team's kit. So if you wanted to play in certain colours or whatever, but it's not a big deal at all. I don't think too many people pay a huge amount of attention to it anyway. But that's about the only thing. Apart from that, I was able to manage it all quite easily. So what I'm going to do now is take a look through this main screen of the app. So this is the tab called Fantasy within the Premier League app. So we'll go to the top of the screen and move our way down through it.
Hyphen. Average. Your score.
So at the very top, it'll simply say your score.
Hyphen.
That says hyphen now because the game hasn't actually started yet, of course. So we're starting next week. Normally speaking, it will give you your score there.
Average.
Hyphen. Again, there's nothing there, but that's the average score for this week, which is always useful to know, did I have a good week or not just looking at your own score, but to see, was it a low scoring week in general or was it a high scoring week in general? It's always interesting to know how you've done versus the average.
Highest. Hyphen.
Highest, and that's often very high because somebody's got lucky and got all the right players in any given week and had an extremely high score.
Pick team button.
Then we get to the pick team button, and I'm going to come back to that later. That's one of the obviously key parts of the app.
Transfers button.
And transfers again, and that will be similar to the screen you'll use to pick your initial squad. Will be very similar to this transfers section as well. So I'll come back to those in a little bit.
Fantasy Premier League draft button.
Fantasy Premier League draft is a different game, to be honest, so you can select that and go in and check it out if you want, but that's not what we're looking at today.
The Scout button.
The Scout is quite useful, so I'm going to select this.
Fantasy Premier League FPL back button.
Particularly if you're new to the game, but even if you're not, you can find little tips in here, so I'm going to go across.
The Scout heading. Fantasy Premier League FPL secrets. How to create a mini wildcard.
So that's a little story telling you how to, giving you some kind of secrets, some how-tos. I'll go again.
Fantasy Premier League FPL secrets. Picking the perfect captain.
Picking the perfect captain.
Fantasy Premier League. All you need to know for 2021/22 fantasy.
Another all you need to know. So there's a lot of articles in here that you might find useful, and they get updated through the season. So there's some good ones at the moment because we're at the start of the season for getting started, but there'll be pieces of information in there or guides on what people are thinking. So yeah,
back button. Fantasy Premier League back button.
A useful little resource.
Back. Fantasy Premier League the Scout videos button.
After the Scout we have videos, which is
game week 1. Back button.
Kind of similar actually. You've just got more information but in video form.
CC dimmed. 3 minutes 48 seconds. FPL Experts Ultimate Game Week 1 team.
So the FPL Experts Ultimate Game Week 1 team. So that could be a useful video to watch. Now you might find, and this will happen to you on Twitter and things like that if you're following people, sometimes people will share teams that they're working on or that their squad that they're kind of putting out there to show people, and often it'll be done as an image, so you might struggle with that. That's the one thing I found on social media and things, but there's still a lot of information you can get out there as well from people in more text and audio format as well.
Game week back button.
So go back.
Videos button.
So again, the scouting videos are worth checking in and having a look at.
The Scout button. Videos button. Official FPL podcast button.
There's an official podcast. I won't go into it, and you can also find that on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and so on. Or you can get it through this app. That's a weekly podcast where they have some pundits going through the game.
Fixtures and results button.
They have fixtures and results. This is
game week heading.
Very useful. Now, when you're picking your team and your squad, you can see what matches your players have upcoming, but this can be a great way to just see what are all the games next week or the week after. And particularly when you're making transfers, you might want to look 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead. If you're thinking of buying somebody, you want to see, okay, who are they playing over the next few weeks? Or you might want to think, who's going to be my captain over the next little while. And again, I'll come back to what that means, but this fixture screen is really useful.
Game week 1 button.
So we're at game week 1 now. There's 38 game weeks. in the game. So a game week isn't necessarily a calendar week. Sometimes you might have 2 game weeks in a calendar week, or you might have a game week spread over 2 weeks. But a game week is when all 20 teams have played 10. So 10 fixtures is essentially a game week. At times during the season they get moved around, so you might have what we call a blank game week, where you'll have no fixture for some teams, so there might be 6 games instead of 10 games, and then another week you might have what we call a double game week, where you'll have maybe 14 matches or something like that. But in general, a game week is when all 20 teams have play. It's one round of the game.
Next week button.
You can press next week to move on to week 2. So
next week.
I selected that.
Previous week button. Game week 2 button.
Game week 2.
Previous week button.
And there's a previous week button as
next
well.
week button.
So very easy to use.
Saturday, the 21st of August 2021. Heading.
And then it gives me the fixtures for that week. So heading for Saturday.
LIV 12:30 BUR.
So that's LIV 12:30 BUR. That means Liverpool, or LIV. 12:30 is the time of the match on Saturday. That's the Saturday week, of course. And then BUR would be Burnley. So you have to get used to, if you're using the screens like this and on the pick team screen as well, the abbreviations for the names of the teams. So it tends to be things like LIV and BUR.
AVL 15 NEW.
AVL is Aston Villa, NEW is Newcastle.
CRY 15 BRE.
CRY is Crystal Palace. And so on. So there are other areas of the screen of the app where you'll get the full team names, and of course you can use other apps to get fixtures as well. But on this screen and on some other screens, you get these abbreviations.
Back button. Back.
So let's go back to the
fixtures and results
screen.
Button.
So that's the fixtures and results. Very useful.
Fixture difficulty rating button.
Fixture difficulty rating. To be honest, I've gone in here and I haven't found it to be very accessible. VoiceOver is just jumping around and saying numbers. I couldn't make a huge amount of sense of it, to be honest. So I tend to steer clear of that screen.
Statistics button.
Statistics is a useful one.
Position heading. Kane, Spurs, form, 0.0, current price, £12.5 million, selected, 24.3%, GW, 0 points, total points, 242 points, ICT, 355.9, influence, 1,318.2, create, 659.1, threat, 1,585.0, GW trans in, 0, GW trans out, 0, bonus points, 40, GW1, Man City, home, GW2, Wolves, away, GW3, Watford, home, button.
So we got a lot of information there. So this screen is a whole list of players. It's very similar to the screen you'll be on when you're selecting players for your squad, whether it be your initial squad or making transfers during the season. This screen though is showing you who were the top players, and it's actually showing us right now who were the top players last season, because obviously this season hasn't started yet. So Harry Kane was the top scoring player last season. It told me things like his price, his form, which is generally it's how the player performed over recent matches, their kind of average score over the previous 5 or 6 games, I think it is. So that can be useful to see kind of how people are playing at the moment. There were some other stats in there which I don't entirely understand, to be things like ICT and threat level. I'm not quite sure how they're calculated, but you might use those stats as well. And then it tells you who their next 3 fixtures are against, which again, when you're making transfers, can be very useful to know. So you can just swipe down through this.
Salah, Liverpool, De Bruyne, Man City, Fernandes, Manut, form, De Bruyne, Salah, Kane, player.
And you can go down through the list. You can also filter this list. So I've gone left from the from the list of players.
Form, current price, selected, GW, total points, ICT, influence value, button.
So you've got value is what's selected at the moment, actually. So it wasn't points, it's the top value player. So the players with the highest price. If I select this.
Round score, button.
Round score, which is 0 at the moment.
Form, button.
Form, as I discussed, was the how they played in recent weeks.
Selected, value, button.
Value.
ICT index, button. Influence, button. Creativity, threat, button. Percent selected by, GW transfer in, button.
So you can sort by, this is basically the sort. So you have all those pieces of information as it's read there for Harry Kane, but what you can do is go and sort the list by something different. So
percent, threat, creative, influence, ICT, selected, form, button. Round score, total score, button.
Say I want to, instead of by their price, their value, I want to organize it by their total score.
Selected. Fernandez, Manut, player.
So Harry Kane is no longer at the top of the
Fernandez,
list.
Manut, form, 0.0, current price.
It's Fernandez of Man United.
Kane, Spurs, form.
Harry Kane was second.
Salah, Liverpool.
Salah was third. So you can go down through that list. So it's a useful way of seeing how players are doing and getting those kind of stats for different players, and like I say, filtering it based on whatever you want, whether it's which players are on form, which players are of a certain value, the most expensive to the least expensive, or their total score and so on.
Back button. Statistics.
As I said, we'll see a similar enough screen to that when making transfers as well.
Official FPL podcast button. Fixture difficulty. Statistics. Set piece takers button.
Set piece takers.
Statistics. Set piece takers.
Is, again, it's useful enough. So
in progress.
Because you get points in the game for things like scoring goals and assists, it can be useful to know, well, who takes the penalties, who takes the free kicks and corners for a particular team. So this is one way of browsing that information.
Arsenal button. Aston Villa button. Heading level 5. Collapsed. Brentford button. Brighton button. Brentford button. Heading level 5. Collapsed.
I don't know much about Brentford. They're new in the league, so I'd like to know, okay, who are their set piece takers? Who would I? And therefore, they might be useful players to have.
Brentford heading level 5. Expanded.
So I select Brentford and it expands.
Penalties heading level 3.
Penalties.
Tony.
So we've got Tony.
De Silva.
And De Silva are their penalty takers.
Direct free kicks heading level 3.
Direct free kicks.
Jensen. Tony. Mbumo. Gatos. Corners and indirect free kicks heading Jensen. Mbumo. Janold. Brighton button heading level 5.
So that's all of the set piece takers for Brentford. Of course, this is based on statistics from recent matches or over the season. So that list will change if different players are taking those set pieces. But so that will be based on last season who is currently in their squad that took their set pieces last season.
Back button.
Very useful.
Official FPL pod fixtures and fixture statistics. Set piece takers. FPL notifications.
Notifications that we won't go into too much detail, but if you want to receive notifications from FPL, you can toggle them here.
FPL notifications. Switch button off. FPL emails. Switch button off.
So you may want to get them for more information into your email inbox. You may not.
Join leagues button.
They've got join leagues. So leagues are coming in different kind of forms. You've got sort of the overall, you're given an overall rank, but you can also have and you can have leagues, kind of public leagues, like based on what country you're in or what team you support. But you can also set up what's called mini leagues, where you create a league or your friends create a league, and then you share a code, and then everybody who has that code can enter this league. So you can play against your friends, essentially. It's one of the most fun ways to enjoy the game is to have a mini league with other people. So you can select join league here.
Join a league.
And it opens a new screen.
Selected. Invitational button. One of two.
Invitational. So that's the kind of league I'm talking about. The mini league. It's a private league just between the people who have the code to enter it. So that's an invitational league.
Public button. 2 of. Enter the invitational league code provided by the league admin. You can create your own league. Invitational league code. Text field.
And there's a text field to enter the code that they've given you.
Button.
And then you'll press, it's an unlabeled button, but you'll select that and it will enter you into that league.
Enter the public. Selected. Public button. And 2 of. Selected. Public. 2 of 2.
And a public league is one that anyone can enter.
You can join up to 15 private leagues and 3 public leagues.
Okay. So
join a public league to play against a small, randomly selected group of players. Classic scoring. In a league of classic scoring, teams.
I'll talk through more of that in a moment, but essentially, you can...
Selected. Classic. Button. Head-to-head. Button.
Select these different public leagues types. So when you select these, it will offer you different public leagues that you can choose to join. You don't need necessarily to have been invited with a code or anything like that. So if you have any public or invitation leagues you want to join, you go into that
back button
section.
Pick team. Statistics. Set FPL. Join. Configure leagues by FPL button.
So we've got configure leagues by FPL. So if you wanted to create a league, this is where we will go. So I'm going to double tap this.
Text field is at 14%.
And this is actually opening up a web view, a Safari web view. So this will be the same whether you do it within the app or you go to the website in Safari itself or any browser for that matter. But you can do it from the app this way.
Fantasy, heading level 1, main, landmark.
So we're going to find the heading, and then I'm going to go right.
Home, link, list, pick team, link, transfers, more, button, leagues and cups. It's always sunny, heading level 2.
This is useful as well because this can be kind of a shortcut into the website without having to even go to Safari. If you want to just pop up the website.
Create and join new leagues and cups, link.
So we've got create and join new leagues and cups.
Renew your leagues, link.
We've got renew your leagues link as well, which is if you had some leagues already created last year and you wanted to just recreate them again for this year without going through the whole rigmarole of setting up a new one, you can do that.
Create and join new leagues and cups, link.
So I'm going to create a new league.
Create or join leagues and cups, heading level 2. Join an existing league and cup, heading level 3.
So you can join an existing
Join
one.
invitational or public leagues and cups to compete against friends and other game players. Join a league and cup, link.
So that's again to join. So that's doing exactly the same thing as we did within the app itself. When I selected the join leagues button, you can also do it through the website here.
Or create a new league and cup, heading level 3.
Or I can create a new one.
Create an invitational league and cup to compete against friends. Create a league and cup, link. League partner EA Sports, create a league and cup, link.
So I'm going to select that link.
Choose a league type to create, heading level 2.
So now I've got different league types as well. So as well as the fact that you've got the different league types in the sense of being private or public leagues, you also have classic and head-to-head leagues to choose from.
Classic scoring, heading level 3.
So classic scoring.
In a league with classic scoring, teams are ranked based on their total points in the game. You can join or leave a league with classic scoring at any point during the season.
So fairly self-explanatory. You will receive a certain number of points every week, and over the season, those points just simply accumulate. So you might get 60 points in week 1, 40 points in week 2, you're on 100 points. That's simple. Whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins the league. So it's fairly simple, and that's the classic league type. And as I said, you can join that late as well, or you can set up one of these leagues to start. So if you've missed the first few weeks or anything, you can set up a league to just start in week 4 or something, that kind of thing, if you want as well.
Create a league and cup, link.
So you could select that, or
Head-to-head scoring, heading level 3.
we've got head-to-head scoring. And how that works is you have X number of players in the league, and the system will match them up to play against each other in head-to-heads each week. So if you've got, say, 10 people in the league, you'll have 5 matches each week, 5 head-to-head matches each week. Whoever in each pairing, whoever gets the most points that week wins the game and gets 3 points, like in the Premier League itself. Or if you get the same number of points, which could happen, you'll get a point each, like a draw, and whoever loses that matchup loses and gets no points for that week. So you have kind of a more traditional football league table. So that's an interesting way to play as well. And of course, you can be in both of these league types. I've created a VIP league, a visually impaired people league, and I'm going to share some codes for those in the notes for this, so that hopefully people will join it. And I've created a head-to-head one, and I'm also going to create now a classic scoring one.
Create a league and cup, link. In a league with classics, create a league and cup, link. Please think carefully before entering your league name. Leagues with names that are deemed inappropriate or offensive may result in your account being deleted. Please refer to the terms and conditions of entry for more information.
Okay, so you select a league name, and as I said, be careful what you choose.
Scoring starts. Game week 1. Please, league name maximum 30 characters. Text field.
So we have a text field.
Insertion point at end.
Accessible. So I'm going to call it
Cap C. Cap V. Cap V. Shift. Cap I. Cap I. Shift. Cap P. Cap P. Space. Space. VIP.
People.
Shift.
And we'll call it
Cap S.
Super League.
Cap S. U. U. P. P. E. E. R. R. Shift. Cap L. Cap L. E. E. A. A. G. G. U. U. E. E.
The VIP Super League.
League name maximum 30 characters. Text field is editing. VIP Super League. Please think carefully before entering your league. Scoring starts. Game week 1. Pop-up button.
And there we have scoring starts game week 1. So like I say, if you wanted to start later, you can do that. Or if you're joining the game late, you can start a mini league late. Starting from a later game week. So that's useful.
In a league with classic scoring, teams are ranked based on their total point. The cup, heading level 3.
You can also have a cup, and that's kind of a knockout competition. So again, it's like the head-to-head league in the sense of you're matched up with one other player, and whoever gets the most points wins, but it's a knockout cup. You can have that as well.
Starting this season, you can create a league cup. How the cup works. Button. Create league cup. Tick box. Ticked.
I'm going to untick that.
Unticked.
I don't think we need a cup as well.
Create button.
And I'm going to hit create. There is a cup in the general game as well that happens where I think the top 4 million or so players get put into a cup in the second half of the season. So I'm going to hit the create button.
Create leagues and cups. It's always sunny. Heading level 2. Create and join new leagues and cup. Renew your leagues. Link.
And that
Create and join new leagues and cups.
done now.
Visited.
So
Link.
I'm
Address.
gonna go-
Fantasy.print. Done. Button.
I'm going to close this web view. Back to the
Configure leagues by FPL. Button. Fixture difficulty rate. Rows 1 to 16 of 60.
refresh the page.
Refresh. Rows 1 to 16 of 61. Transfers. Button. Fantasy Premier. Rows 14 to 30.
Go back down to the leagues.
Help and rules. Button.
Come back to
Prizes.
that.
Button. Configure leagues by FPL. Help. Follow at Fantasy Premier League. Your leagues. Invitational Classic Leagues. Rank League.
Okay, so
VIP Super League.
we've got the VIP Super League. There it is now. If I wanted to share this with you,
Rank. Back. Button. VIP Super League. Share. Button. Share.
I open it up.
Play
and I
Fantasy
find
Premier League and join my.
the share button, and then
Close. Button. Play Fantasy Premier League and join my mini league. League code. apfedd. Heading.
so I can send an invite out to people if I want, or I can
Words. Play Fantasy Premier League and join my mini league. League code. apfedd. apfedd. Characters.
or I can just copy the league code here.
A. P. F. E. D. D.
So that
Words.
if you're watching.
apfedd. Character. A. P. F.
APF
Foxtrot. E. D. D. Delta.
EDD is our mini league code. So if you went to that join league button that I showed earlier and entered that code, it will sign you into this league, and I hope people who are watching will do that.
Dismiss pop-up. It's always sunny. David Nason. Back button.
It's Always Sunny is my team name, by the way. I'm a Spurs fan, and Heung-min Son is probably my favourite player, great player. So Sonny is his nickname.
It's always sunny. David Nason. Back button.
I'm going to go
Back.
back and
Follow at official FPL button.
similarly,
Fantasy Your leagues. International Invitational H2H leagues. Rank League. VIP Super League. Head to head.
I also have International Super League there.
International VIP Your leagues. International Invitation VIP Super League. Head to head.
And then we have the VIP Super League head-to-head version. So like I was saying, there's the other league version if you want to join this one
Selected
as well.
matches. Back button. VIP Super Share button. Share. Play Fantasy. Close. Play Fantasy. Free words. Play Fantasy Premier League and join my mini league. League code 9IMP8 9IMP characters.
So the league code this time is
9IN November
9IN
P8H.
P8H. So as I say, please do join those two leagues.
Dismiss pop-up.
And we're gonna
Back
go
button.
back again, and this is where as well, of course, once the season has started, when you select these leagues in this section, that's where you'll see the
Back
rankings.
button. Configure leagues. VIP Super League. International Super League.
So you'll select the league, and then you'll be able to see the current standings, which of course is very useful.
VIP Super League.
So you know how you are doing. And there's a couple more
International
leagues
Super
as well.
Invitational H2H leagues. VIP Super League. Head to head. Global leagues. Rank League.
So I mentioned how you've kind of got the more public ones, and you've got these automatic leagues. So you've got the global,
Game week 1. Overall.
where you get your overall ranking within the game. So if there's 10, 12 million people playing, you get to see where you are doing in the whole globe.
Spurs.
Spurs, for me, because I'm a Spurs fan, I get a Spurs league. So however many, probably a few 100,000 or whatever it might be, Spurs fans there are in the game that have selected Spurs as their favourite team, will all be automatically put into the Spurs league.
Ireland.
Similarly, I've selected Ireland as where I live, and therefore I'm put into an Ireland league.
Cup. Your matches.
The cup, if when it goes ahead in the new year, if I happen to be in the qualifying places for that, I'll see that here as well.
Cup has not started. Your team overview.
I'm going to come back to team overview in a moment.
Row 6. Your leagues. Follow at
Something
help and
we
rules.
skipped over
Prizes
up here.
button. Configure leagues by FPL. Prizes button.
So prizes, if you want to go in here and just see what the prizes are in the game. To be honest, like the winner gets a lovely prize and that kind of thing, but millions of people playing, the odds of winning any of these prizes are fairly slim. But if you want to go in and have a look what they are, go for it. You just select that button.
Help and rules button.
And they've got help and rules. This is definitely a good place to go.
In progress. Choosing your initial squad. Heading level 4.
If you're not quite sure, and you can go into this section, by the way, before you've signed up or signed in and created your team. You don't have to be signed in to look at this section. So if you want to kind of familiarize familiarize yourself with how it works. That wouldn't be a bad idea
Can I have more than one team? Button. Heading
if
left.
you're new to it.
Can I make changes to my squad? Is there a print-friendly list of players I can view? Can I make changes to my... Can I have more than choosing your initial squad?
There's lots of questions answered in
I have
here.
set up a team. I can sign in. Your Premier League. How can we help? Help. Heading T&CS. Rules. Link.
But up towards the top, I was flicking left there to get back towards the top of the screen. There are rules is a good link to select.
Rules. Current page. Visited. Link.
So again, this is where you'll get how the mechanics of the whole game. I won't go through all of it because it gets quite detailed, but I'll go through the basic rules, and you can come in here, go to the help and rules section, and then select that rules link, and you'll find it yourself, and you can have a read through.
T&CS. Link. Rules. Heading level 2. Selecting your initial squad. Button. Heading level 5. Collapsed.
How to select your initial squad, which I covered as the 15 players.
Managing your squad. Button. Heading level 5. Collapsed.
Managing your squad is things like picking. So what you do is you pick 11 players each week. So out of your 15 players, and then the other 4 are on the substitutes bench. If one of your selected 11 doesn't play, then your substitutes will come in and replace them in the order that you've placed them on the substitutes bench, so that you can at least recover some points. So then there's a whole lot of strategy around how many top class players you pick within your budget and so on. So your squad, your 11 players have to be made up. You have to have at least one striker playing, at least 3 midfielders, and at least 3 defenders. So it has to be a real football formation, like 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-5-1, and so on. You can't play, say, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and no forwards. You probably wouldn't want to do that anyway, but you can't even if you did.
Transfers. Button. Heading level 5. Collapsed.
The way transfers work, definitely come in and have a look at this section fully, but essentially you get one what's called free transfer each week. And what we mean by free is if you make more than the one transfer, you will be docked 4 points for each additional transfer. So if you make 2 transfers, one is free and the second one will cost you 4 points. Make a third one, it'll cost you 8 points. So that's how the transfers work. And then of course they have to be within your budget, and players' prices go up and down depending on demand. So you might pick a squad in week 1 and the player does really well, their value will go up. You get half that value. So if for example you buy a player for 10 million and their price rises based on demand to 12 million, because everybody else who doesn't already have them is buying them, their price rises to say 12 million. It's unlikely to go up. That won't happen quickly. That would take all season probably, but this is just for a simple example. You could sell that player for 11 million basically. So and similarly a player's value can go down. So if you've bought a player for 10 million and they're really underperforming, maybe they've got injured, anything like that, everybody who has them is selling, then their value will go down, which means you paid more for them than you're going to be able to sell them for. So that's one of the main tactics of the game, is not just having the right players at the right time, but managing your budget as well. But if you go into this transfer section, you can find out the full rules.
Chips. Button. Heading level 5. Collapsed.
Chips is another interesting one. So you get these are like special plays you have. So you have bench boost, which is you get to play that once over the whole season. So choose wisely. That is when you're allowed to play all 15 players rather than just your first 11. You've got
chips. Heading chips can be used to potentially only one chip can be played. Name, row header, effect, column head, bench boost, row 2, column 1.
That's the bench boost one I covered.
Effect, the point, name, free hit, row 3, column 1.
Free hit is where you get to make unlimited transfers for 1 week only. So you can pick a whole new squad. Still has to be within your budget, but you pick a whole new squad. They are your team for 1 week, and then the week after that, your squad reverts to how it was before. So that can be useful if there's particular fixtures coming up.
Effect, name, triple captain, row 4, column 1.
Triple captain, so this is something I would have been talking about later actually as well, is when you're picking your starting team each week, you pick a captain, and your captain gets double points every week. So again, that's another important part of the tactics of the game, is picking the right captain each week. Triple captain, you get to pick again once per season. You get to use this triple captain chip, and instead of it being a double points, they get triple points.
Effect, your name, wildcard, row 5, column 1.
We have the wildcard twice a season. So once in the first half of the season and once in the second half of the season, you can play a wild card, and this lets you make unlimited transfers without losing any points. So like I was saying earlier, normally speaking, you get one free transfer and then you get docked 4 points for each additional transfer. When you play a wild card, you can make as many transfers as you like in that game week. You get that twice a season. So use one in the first half of the season, use one in the second half of the season. The other thing to know as well is around that the points and transfers is you can save up your free transfers but only up to 2. So if you don't make any transfers in game week 1, and then you'll have 2 free transfers in game week 2, for example. If you use the 2 of those, or you'll be back down to 1 free transfer again the next week. So you can accumulate up to 2 of those free transfers, i.e. the ones that don't dock you points. So that's the basic overview of the rules. But like I say, come into this help and rules section and fully read it, particularly if you're new to the game. I would definitely recommend that.
Back button. FPL emails. Your leagues. Invitational class. Global leagues. Game overall. Spurs, Ireland.
Part of the
Cup. Your match. Cup. Your team over. Week points.
So you get to, after you've gone past the leagues, you get to your team overview.
Overall points. Overall rank. Free transfers. Unlimited. Game week transfers made.
So it gives you information like how many free transfers, how many transfers you've made.
Bank, £2 million.
Bank is £2 million. So my current squad is worth 98 million. So I have 2 million left. So that's what that is.
Team value, £98 million.
Team value, £98 million. And of course that's relevant because, like I say, players' values go up and down. So I start by having a squad worth 100 million. If they're doing really well, people are buying those players, their values are going up. My squad could be worth 102 million, for example.
Bench boost available.
And then it tells you which of your chips you have.
Free hit unavailable. Triple captain available.
Available and or played.
Wildcard unavailable. Tottenham Hotspur.
And it tells me information like which team I support. So that's all of that kind of section.
Rows 16 to 34 of 61. Rows 1 to 16 of 61.
So back to the top of the page, and now I'm going to just show the transfers, and I'll show this in both the app and on the website in Safari. So what we've got is, and because this is very similar to how you'll pick your team originally as well, mine is already done, though I've changed it all so that I'm not giving away my secrets, giving away my squad in this video, or this audio.
Pick team, button, transfers, button. Selected squad button.
So I've selected transfers, and like I say, you'll see a screen. You'll come to a screen just like this in when picking your first squad as well. But then after that, this will be how you do transfers. You have unlimited transfers between now and the start of the season. So if you are listening to this ahead of the start of the season, you have unlimited transfers until the deadline at the start of the season.
List button. Free transfers. List selected. Game week 1 deadline. The 13th of August 2021. 18:30.
So I got the information. Game week 1 deadline. 13th of August 2021 at 18:30. So that's 6:30 p.m. Each week you'll see when the deadline is, and that's really important to know. You know, if you wanted to make a couple of transfers, or one transfer, or whatever it might be, or change your captain, change your starting 11, you need to make sure that you do all your changes each week before the deadline. And that's one place where you can find the deadline is in this transfers page.
Selected squad button.
Now it has selected squad,
list button,
and list. So that's basically a view. So the squad is where it shows a picture of the team on a green background laid out in the formation that you're kind of playing them. Well, that's on Big Team, but for the squad it shows the 2 goalkeepers and then below that the 5 defenders and so on. Or list is just a direct list.
Free transfers. Wildcard.
And this is
cost.
This is all information about how many free transfers you have available and what's in your bank and so on. Although it's read in a poor order, it's reading all the titles.
Bank. Unlimited. Unavailable. 0.
And then it's reading the information after that. This is if you're swiping through the screen.
£2 million. Goalkeepers. Pope, Burnley, form. Goalkeepers.
But you learn to understand that. So now we get to our goalkeeper. So I'm still in squad view here at the moment. And I get to say goalkeepers first.
Pope, Burnley, form. 0. Current price, £5.5 million. Selling price, £5.5 million. Purchase price, £5.5 million. Selected, 5.4%. GW, 0 points. Total points, 144 points. ICT, 86.8. Influence, 846.6. Create, 20.0. Threat, 2.0. GW trans in, 0. GW trans out, 0. Bonus points, 20. GW1, Brighton, home. GW2, Liverpool, away. GW3, Leeds, home. Button.
So again, quite a lot of information in there. It's similar to what we heard on the statistics screen earlier. It's giving you all of that information in one VoiceOver block. Of course, you can pause VoiceOver if you don't want to listen to it all. But in this squad view, you can just swipe down through the whole squad.
Seal, Brighton, form, defenders. Azpilicueta, Chelsea, Shaw, Manut, Diop, West Ham, Bednarek, Southampton, Cast and Leicester. Midfielders, heading, Son, Spurs, form, Sterling, Man City, form. Current price, Pope.
Sometimes Focus will do that. It'll just jump back up on you. So sometimes it's easier just to explore.
Tylemans. £6.5. Saka. £6.5.
And you get the idea. But like I said, I can also go to a list view.
Game week 1 deadline. The 13th. Select list button. Selected list.
So those options are just up very near the top.
Form.
So
Current price. Selling.
Just explore and find the squad again.
Pope. Burnley. Form. 0.0. Current price. £5.5 million. Seal. Brighton. Defenders. Azpilicueta, Shaw, Manut, Diop, West Ham.
So as you can tell, it sounds very much similar whether you're in squad or list view. From a VoiceOver perspective, you can swipe right down through the list, but visually or in terms of exploring the screen, you may find one or other easier to do. The list can be a little bit easier at times. Also in terms of telling you if they're certain piece of information sometimes gets read slightly differently, but for the most part, you're getting the same information either way. It's just a matter of preference. So, what
form
if
0.0 current price
wanted to change one of my defenders, for example?
Diop, West Ham, Shaw, Manut, form, Azpilicueta, Chelsea, form.
Just I thought, okay, I'm not so sure about Azpilicueta, so what I'm going to do is sell him. Okay, so I will double tap.
Button.
And we get a pop-up. This pop-up is in the top half, even top third of the screen. The rest of the screen goes dark kind of behind it. It is mostly accessible, but it can be a little bit awkward sometimes, the pop-up boxes within the squad. And you get some buttons that are kind of unlabeled.
Cesar Azpilicueta, defender.
But it tells me his name. So I have to kind of go exploring, and that's the thing. So just explore around the top part of the screen. Not quite right at the top. It's actually down probably an inch from the top of the screen as well. But it's in that kind of top half, roughly, of the screen. Explore around and you find a piece of information like the name. And then once you're in the box, you can generally swipe left or right.
Button, button, button.
But there I get button, button.
Defender. Button, button, defender.
Actually, no, it's cycling around while I'm swiping. So I'm just going to explore by touch below there.
Form, 0.0, current price, £6 million, selected, 3.4%, GW.
And it's giving me all that information again about him. I can swipe right now.
Full profile, button.
Full profile will get me into a more detailed screen with information about the player.
Replace, button.
And then I can select replace.
Remove, button.
Or remove. If I remove, it'll just leave a blank space on the squad for the time being. If I hit replace, and then if I want to replace them, I will just select them again. But just
replace, button.
Let's select replace.
Replace. Back, button.
So now this has brought up a list a little bit like the statistics screen that we saw earlier, although it's only showing me defenders because I'm replacing a defender. So I have a back button at the top left, and then I'm going to go right from there.
Add player, heading.
So I've got add player.
Search, button.
You can do a search if you know the name of the player you're looking for.
Bank £8 million.
It tells me I've got £8 million in the bank because Azpilicueta was worth 6 million and I already had 2 million in my bank. So I've got 8 million if I want it.
Button.
That is an unlabeled button.
Select a player to compare.
But I think it's just related to the search.
Position, heading. DEF, button.
So position is defender.
Price, heading.
So we've got price.
Unlimited, button.
And by default, it's unlimited. So it's just showing me all the players and it shows them in order of value. So what I'm going to do, if I select it here,
Affordable button.
a pop-up.
Selected. Unlimited. Affordable button.
You can select affordable. I think that's new, so that will just show you players who are within your budget.
Selected. Unlimited button.
You got unlimited, let's say, which shows you all of the defenders.
10 million pounds button.
And then you can, it's players up to 10 million.
9.5 million pound. 9 million pound. 8.5 million. 8 million pound. 7.5 million pound.
And you get the idea. So it'll show you all the players up to whichever limit you set there.
Selected. Unlimited.
For this.
Affordable button.
So this is just a way of organizing the screen to make it easier to find the player you want to pick.
So affordable
So
button.
let's pick affordable.
Back button.
So now that's filtered out the players I can't afford.
Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool, form, 0.0. Robertson, Liverpool, form, 0.0. Current price, 7 million pounds. Selected.
Let's say I wanted Robertson instead. I just double tap.
Game week 1 deadline, the 13th of August 2021. 8 Seal, Brighton, form, point.
And now go to my defenders.
Shaw, Manut, Diop, West Ham, Shaw, Robertson, Liverpool, form.
There he is. Robertson has replaced Azpilicueta. I'll just show you the other screen you can get as well.
Shaw, Manut, form,
So
Diop, West Ham, Cap D,
Diop,
Delta.
to sell him. Double tap.
Replace button.
If this time instead of hitting replace, I hit remove.
Remove button. Remove. Shaw, Manut, form, Diop, West Ham, form, point.
So he's VoiceOver still reading as if he's in my team, even though I hit remove on him, but I wouldn't be able to continue and go, and save my squad because he's actually not in my squad anymore and I have a blank space. So I have to fill that blank space. So I double tap on Diop again.
Close.
And I get another pop-up, but it's a slightly different one.
Restore player button.
You've got restore player. So I said, you know what? Actually, I do want to keep Diop after all. I can simply select that. Or
select replacement button.
Select replacement.
Select replace. Robertson.
And I'm back to where I was before with the list of players.
Rows 12 to 28. Reguilon, Spurs. Rows 7. Diop, West Ham, form. Dummett, Newcastle, Knock, form. Game week 1 deadline, the 13th of August.
Pick him. So what will you do next?
Selected. Next step button.
Is right down the bottom right of the squad. Once you are happy with your squad, you select next step.
Game week 1 deadline.
As I say, that's right at the bottom right corner of the screen. And you'll then get taken to a screen which gives you an overview of the transfers you're planning to make.
Transfer out, transfer in, transfer out, transfer in.
And again, the order VoiceOver reads in can be a little sketchy at times, but it's fine generally.
Azpilicueta, Chelsea, Robertson, Liverpool.
So I'm replacing Azpilicueta of Chelsea with Robertson of Liverpool.
Diop, West Ham, Dummett, Newcastle.
With Diop of West Ham, and replacing Diop of West Ham with Dummett of Newcastle.
Transfers will be active for game week 1 if made before the deadline.
So it tells me they'll be active for game week 1.
Points overview. Free transfers used.
And then the points. So this is critical again. If I'm making multiple transfers in a game week where I am limited to only one or limited to only 2 free ones, it'll tell me.
2.
So I'm making 2 transfers.
Additional transfers used. 0 points.
Additional transfers used 0. So I'm making 2 free transfers, no additional ones because there are no limits ahead of game week 1, of course.
Left in bank. £1 million.
I have £1 million in the bank.
Button. Wildcard unavailable.
There are some unlabeled buttons there.
Free hit unavailable.
This is where you would select your wildcard or your free hit if you wanted to play them. So
Wildcard unavailable.
It's currently unavailable because the game hasn't started yet, but that would be available and I would double tap it.
Free hit unavailable.
Similarly with the free hit, if I want to play my free hit, I double tap there.
Edit transfers.
Edit.
Confirm.
Or I can confirm.
Confirm.
So I'm going to hit confirm. If I edit, of course, it'll just go back and let me do it all over again. If I hit confirm.
Confirm. Game week 1 deadline, the 13th.
My squad is saved and it actually automatically takes me into the pick team screen.
Back button.
I'm going to go out of that for a second.
Back.
I'm just going to pop over to Safari and have a look at the web version of the squad.
The Journal. PL. Forza Football. Safari. Use your budget of £100 million to pick a squad of 15 players from the Premier League.
So this is fantasy.premierleague.com and you sign in with those same credentials and you will be on this mostly accessible website as well, at least using the iPhone.
Transfers visited. Link. Pick team. Home. Current fantasy. Heading level 1.
If you find the heading level 1 fantasy and then swipe right, you'll get the main navigation area.
Home. Current page. Visited. Link. List start. Landmark.
Where I am now.
Pick team. Visited. Link.
pick team, which we'll be coming to in a little bit.
Transfers, visited, link,
Transfers,
more, button,
more. Where if you go into more, that's another place you can go and do what we did with managing the leagues and so on. Works very similarly. And in fact, if you remember when we were creating a league, it actually took us here in the first place. That's, it opened a web view and took us here. So there's no need to go back in there. But if we go to
transfers, visited, link, fantasy, heading level 1, main, landmark, player selected, 15/15, money remaining, 1.0, game week 1, Friday the 13th of August 18th, 30, 468, players shown, 1 of 16, 468, players shown, 1 of 16.
Stop voiceover, so it's a bit chattery, but it's giving us largely the same information.
Player list, but
just speaking it in a slightly different way, but it's the same as the app. Really.
Select a maximum of 3 players from a single team or game week 1 deadline, heading level 3.
So it was telling us we can select a maximum of 3 from one player or from one team.
Heading Friday the 13th of August.
There's our deadline again.
You can make unlimited free transfers before the game week 1 deadline.
So again, we're getting all that information on the website. You actually get probably more of it on the website than you do in the app.
Auto pick dimmed button.
There's that auto pick button I mentioned. So if you've got blank spaces in your squad, whether you haven't filled any of your players out yet, or all 15 are free, and you'll have this when you're first setting up your squad. You can just select that auto pick, and then you can go, okay, I'll go from there, or I'll come back and finish my squad later. That auto pick button can be useful because you can't save and move on until you have all 15 selected. So that's why that auto pick can be useful. Or like say, if you're just not quite sure who you want to pick.
Reset dimmed button.
Reset, if you've made changes, you can select reset.
Players selected, heading level 3.
And then we get to my players.
15/15.
15 of 15 are selected.
Money remaining, heading level 1.0.
So that's the same as bank in the app. It's called money remaining in the website.
Pitch view, link.
And then we've got pitch view, which is the same as squad view that we had in the app.
List view, link.
And list view, which is the same.
Brighton Seal 4.0, button.
And then we've got the Brighton player.
Burnley Pope 5.5, button.
And as you'll see, it's not reading that huge trench of information about everything you need to know about the player. It's just telling us the player's name and their price. It's not telling us anything else.
Brighton Seal 4.0, button.
Which you may or may not like. You might like having all that information just automatically read to you, or you might prefer this where it's just reading the name. And if I want to know more about the player,
close button.
And I get a pop-up bang in the middle of the screen, the pop-up.
Remove player button.
But VoiceOver Focus in this case is a bit better than it was in the app. It actually is going into the window.
View information button and Jason Steele web dialog.
We've got view information button.
Remove player button.
Got the remove player button.
Close button. Remove view vertical scroll bar 6 pages.
We don't have the replace button, so it works again a little bit differently.
View information
to the app. So if I'm going to view information first.
Close button.
Again, opens up another window.
Pound sign. 4.0. TSB. Heading 1.9%. ICT ranked for. Goalkeepers. Influence. 38. Of 53.
So again, a lot of information. We can also see his fixtures. If I'm going to touch further down the screen.
Newcastle Gale 5.5. 0. Row 2. Page 3 of 7. Thread. Heading level. This data will appear here. Previous seasons. Heading level 3. Data will. This season. Heading level 3.
Where I can get fixtures and results.
Fixtures. Link. History. Link.
And their history.
492.
So
history. Fixtures. Link.
Fixtures. Link.
Fixtures. Link.
Then the information below.
Date. Saturday the 14th of August 15th. Row 2. Column. GW1. Opponent. BUR. Column 3.
So this screen can be really useful and sometimes feels a bit tidier than it does in the app and a bit easier to manage than it does in the app. It's just which you prefer or which you find easier to explore.
Page 2 of 7. Page 1 of 7. Jason Steele / link. Back to top. Menu item. Cookie policy. Menu item. 0. Close button.
And then up near the top right, almost in the top right, we have a close button.
Asia trophy. Menu item. PL music on PL copyright Premier League 2. PLU page 6 of 7 selected. Latest page 5 of page 4 page 3 page 2 page 1 of 7.
Focus has taken me right down into the footer of the web page.
Page 1 of 6.
Scrolled right to the top again.
Colon. Heading level. Game week 1. Deadline. Auto pick. Reset. Player 15 / money remaining. 1 point. Pitch view. List view. Link.
So
Brighton Burnley Pope 5.5 button. Brighton Seal 4.0
so
button.
Let's pick this player again.
Close button.
And again, we have that pop up in the middle.
Remove player button.
This time I'm going to select remove player.
Steel 4.0 button. Steel has been removed from your squad. Player selected. 14/15. Money remaining. 5.0.
Now I can.
Liverpool Robertson 7.0. Steel 4.0 button.
Similar to before, it's still VoiceOver still reading as if the player is there.
Burnley Pope. Steel 4.0 button.
It's not saying blank space or something, which would be nice. Obviously, before you've picked your squad in the very first place, they will be blank spaces, but once you've had a player there, it calls them by their name even when you remove them. But I'm going to double tap on them.
Close button. Select replacement button.
And now I can select replacement.
View information, but select
Or again,
replacement button.
View information.
Restore player, but select replacement, but
Or restore player. So same options as you had in the app when you selected on a player where you have a blank space where you've removed them. So
select replacement button.
select replacement.
Steal back button. 47 players shown. 1 of view goalkeepers pop-up button.
Now on this one you can do a little bit more in terms of how you organize the list. So
back button.
Look at the back button and then
View
right.
goalkeepers pop-up button.
So we're viewing goalkeepers obviously because we're looking for one.
Sorted by total points pop-up button.
Now we've got sorted by total points. We didn't have this in the app. It was in the app. It's sorted by value, and there doesn't seem to be, with VoiceOver anyway, a way to change the sorting order. We did have that in the statistics section within the app, but within the transfers area of the app, we didn't have that option.
Total points
So
button.
I'm going to open that and then
Round points but selected. Total points button. Round
select
price button.
price instead of total points, for example.
Sorted by price. View goalkeepers. View goalkeepers pop-up. Sorted by price. Search. Max cost. Max cost between 4.0 and 6.0. 6.0 pop-up button.
And then again, we have this limiter, so we can choose
6.0 button. Dismiss context. 4 points. Dismiss context menu. Dismiss context menu. Dismiss context menu. 5.5. Selected. Selected. 6.0. 5.5. 4.5 button.
And in this case, it's only showing me what I can afford downward. It's not showing me like unlimited and affordable. It's just showing me automatically what I can afford.
5.0
But
button.
if I want to limit it even further and say I want somebody for even less than what I have in my bank,
41 players shown. View goalkeepers.
it will do that. So
Sorted by
5.
search. Search field. Max cost. 41 players shown. Goalkeepers. Pound sign. Star. View player inf. Goalkeepers. Arsenal. Pound sign. 5.0 column. Goalkeepers. Arsenal NOAR SGKP. Column 2 button.
So
2 of
again,
1.
This is one of the downsides, is how it actually reads the player name. So I'm going to go to the next player.
Pound sign. 5.0 column. Star. 5.0 view player information. Row 3. Goalkeepers. Chelsea Isabel Login GKP. Column 2 button.
So
3 of 1.
It's reading Chelsea and the keeper's name and where they're from and some other information. So it's a bit messy.
Close button. Add player button.
And then when I select them though, I get another box that pops up. I select add player.
Chelsea player list button. Game week 1. Auto pick dimmed
in
button.
my squad.
Page 2 of 7.
So that's the transfers on this. So in some ways it's nicer because you can reorder the list. You have more options for how the list is actually ordered, but the way VoiceOver is reading those player names isn't great. That may change over time, but at time recording that's how it is anyway.
Page 1 of 7.
I'm going to go back to the app.
App switcher. PL active. PL.
And just show you
PL.
picking your team. So once you've got your squad in place, you then want to pick your team for the
Pick
game
team
week.
button. Game week 1 deadline.
And as I say, you may have looked at the fixtures to help you with who you're going to choose this week.
Pope.
So in this, you don't get as much information read to you. This is back in the app, remember, and I've selected pick team on the main fantasy screen. So we're going to go Pope is my goalkeeper.
H.
And then I swipe right and it says H. Now I'm going to go explore by character.
Describe images, characters, cap B, cap H, cap A,
Okay,
alpha.
BHA was what Ba was, and that's Brighton Hove Albion is the team they're playing against. So that's telling me who they're playing this week.
Space. Left bracket, cap H, right bracket.
And then in brackets, H for home. So that'll be either H for home or A for away.
Robertson,
They've got Robertson, who I know plays for Liverpool.
Nor A.
And he's playing, it's Nor A, so that's NOR Norwich away. So again, we have our abbreviations. If I said, okay,
Shaw. Lee H. Dummett.
I don't want this guy to play, I'm going to double tap.
Button.
And it brings up again that screen, very similar to the transfer page where it brings up the little screen.
Form. 0.0. Current price.
So
4.
the little window near the top of the screen, and we're just going to, you need to explore the screen a little bit with your finger rather than just rely on flicking around.
Full profile. Button. Substitute. Button.
But you've got a full profile button if you want more information, and we've got substitute. So this is what we want. So I want to change him for another player.
Selected. Substitute.
And it extends the screen down. So now towards the bottom half of the screen, you'll have the players who can come in for him.
Form. Points. Bukayo Saka. Midfielder. Tip form. .0. Bukayo form. .0. Bukayo Saka, midfielder. Form. .0. Dwight Gale, forward.
And then you can
Form. Bukayo Saka, form.
swipe left
Timothy
and right.
Pascan, defender.
So just say I want another defender.
Confirm button.
I select him, and that confirm button, that's actually not to confirm just this change, but it's to actually confirm any changes you've made. So I can hit
Confirm button.
here.
Back
Page
button.
refreshes, and now my team is selected. So that confirm button is in the top right of the screen. It appears anytime you've made changes to your starting lineup, and then you select that to save those changes essentially. The other thing you want to do in here is pick your captain.
Tot A. Sterling. Son.
So to say I want Heung-min Son to be my captain. So as I said earlier, captain gets double points for every game week. So you can pick a new captain each week, or you can keep the same captain. That's up to yourself, but you choose your captain each week. So that's another reason why it's good to be on top of who's playing who. So I'm going to select Son here.
Button.
And we get that box near the top, and this time we're looking for the captain, vice captain information.
Midfielder.
So I've just found midfielder there in the middle of the box.
Button. Midfielder. Button.
That's not
Form.
working too well, so I'm
.0.
just
Current
gonna
price.
touch a little down further below
Form.
that.
Substitute. Button.
Okay, find the substitute button. I'm going to go left from there.
Form. Spurs. Button. Spurs. Button. Spurs. Button. Substitute. Full. Selected. Button. Captain.
Okay, it's actually right from there. So if you find those substitute and more information buttons, swipe right.
Select captain. Selected. Button.
It says selected button,
Captain.
captain,
Selected. Button.
selected button.
Vice captain.
So this is quite poor with VoiceOver, but once you know, it's fine. So you can hit
Selected. Captain.
the button before whichever word. So
Selected. Button.
if I want him to be my captain,
Captain.
I find the button just to the left of where it's the VoiceOver says captain.
Selected. Button.
So selected button, captain.
Confirm. Button.
And that's selected him, believe it or not. And then I hit confirm.
Back. Button.
So now
Tot
Son
A.
is my captain.
Cry H. Werner.
And for example,
Sterling.
if I want
Sterling.
to make Sterling my vice captain, and what vice captain is if I have picked Son as my captain, but he then doesn't play, say he gets injured or the manager rests him, rather than me then not having a captain on the pitch, I can also have nominated a vice captain. So Sterling would replace him as my captain for that game week. So I'm going to
Button.
set him as my vice captain.
Selected. Button. Selected. Substitute. Button.
Again, I'm just looking for those buttons, and that is the tricky part of it. I hit substitute, or I don't hit substitute, but I found that button. I go right.
Full profile. Button. Selected. Button.
So again, it's saying selected button.
Captain. Selected. Button. Vice captain.
Okay, there's vice captain. So I'm going to swipe left from the words vice captain.
Selected. Button.
Find that button, double tap,
Confirm. Button.
hit confirm,
Back. Button.
and
Son. MCIH.
those are selected. Now,
Son.
I'm in the squad view at the moment, and it's not confirming to me, or at least VoiceOver is not reading out who is my captain, who is my vice captain.
Selected. Squad.
If I go to list view
List. Button. Selected. List.
and go down to
Bednarek. Southampton. Midfielders. Son. Spurs. Captain. Form. .0.
Go.
Sterling. Man City. Vice captain. Form.
So it's saying who is the captain, who is the vice captain. So if you want to make sure that you have set the captain and vice captain that you intended to, go into list view and just make sure. You might, again, as I say, prefer it anyway to the squad view for checking your team. If you then
Pick team. Heading.
say press the confirm button in the top if you haven't made any further
Game
changes.
pick team. Heading.
But they have been saved now, so I'm going to go
Back. Button. Back. Transfers. Button.
And I'm just going to quickly take a look at that screen within the website.
App switcher. Safari. Active. Players. 3. Heading. Click. Link. Fantasy. Heading level 1.
So
Main.
again,
Landmark.
find that heading 1 fantasy, and then I'm going to go
Home. Visited.
right
Link. List. Pick team. Visited. Link.
and pick team.
Pick team. Heading level 2. Game week 1. Friday the 13th of Pitch view. Link. To change your captain, use the menu which is called Friday the 13th of August 18th. 30.
So again, it's giving me that deadline information.
To change your captain, use the menu which appears when clicking on a player.
And it tells me that I can change my captain. So
Burnley Pope BHAH. Button.
again, just say I want to change my goalkeeper here. I've got Burnley Pope, and again, it's reading the player names a little strangely.
Burnley Pope BHAH. Button. Man up Jolly H. Button.
So what it's doing is reading
Burnley Pope BHAH. Button.
Burnley, which is the team he plays for. Pope, which is his actual name. BHAA, which is what we said earlier. That's the fixture, which is Brighton, Hove Albion away, or home. Sorry. So again, I think it's a little bit easier to read and understand in the app, but you might like this either. It's up to yourself.
It's always sunny. List view. Pitch view. Link. To change your captain. Pitch view. To change. Friday the 3rd. List view. Link.
Or you can go to the list view.
List view. Link. Starters. Burnley, Pope, Liverpool, Robertson, LIVDEF. Row 3.
And you'll see it's doing the exact same thing.
Burnley, Pope,
In
GK.
terms of how VoiceOver's reading it, but again, from a navigational point of view, you may have a preference. So I'm going to select Pope.
Close button.
Again, it brings up a pop-up in the middle of the screen.
Switch button.
You've got switch, so that's to change to a different player. So that's like the substitute button in the app.
Make captain button.
Make captain.
Make vice captain button.
Make vice captain. So that bit is much cleaner than it was in the app. I just have make captain.
Make captain. Make vice captain. View information button. And
View
Nick Pope.
information,
Web dialog.
which again will bring up more data about the player.
Make vice captain. Make captain button.
So just say I wanted to make him
Switch button.
switch with the other
Burnley, Pope,
goalkeeper.
GKP. Row 2. Column. Leicester, Cast and Ladef. Southampton, Bednarek, SOUDEF.
So I select switch and I then go
Page
and
2 of
find
11.
the player on the substitutes bench that I want to replace him.
Play button. Substitute. Arsenal Soccer Newcastle Gale New FWD. Row 5. Arsenal Soccer RSMID. Newcastle Gale New FWD. Newcastle Delmet New Def. Row 5. Brighton Steel BHA GKP.
There
Row
he
2.
is.
Column
That's
3.
my
Button.
other
2 of
goalkeeper.
1.
So I'm going to select him.
Close button.
And again, it brings up a pop-up.
Switch button. View information button. Switch. Close button. Switch button.
And I hit
Newcastle Gale New FW. Arsenal Soccer ARSMID. Row 4. Page 1 of 11. Starters. Liverpool Robertson LIVDE. Brighton Steel BHA GKP.
He's in my starting lineup. If I wanted to make
Man up Shaw
Robertson
Mundef. Row.
or Shaw.
Liverpool Robertson LIVDEF. Row 3.
Captain.
Column 3.
Okay, let's
Button.
go
3 of 1.
Robertson. So again, it says Liverpool Robertson. It's a bit hard to understand, but if I know who that is and I want to make him my captain,
Close button.
select
Make captain button.
and just say
Liverpool Robertson LIVDEF. It's always sunny.
And
Heading level
that's-
2.
that's
Button.
saved.
Collapsed. Menu. It's always sunny. Friday the 13th of Starters. Page 2 of 11. Save your team. Button.
Then in this case, the save changes button is below the team, so it's not quite in the it's bottom right below the team, but it's not the very bottom right of the entire web page. So
Substitutes. Newcastle Gale New
After the
FWD. Play.
substitutes.
Button.
if you go down through the list of your squad and then
Save your team. Button.
flick right from the last player in your squad, you get to save your team. So double tap
Save your team. Dimmed. Your team has been saved.
and it's saved. So a little bit different to the app, as I say. In some ways the app offers better accessibility, and in some way and functionality, and in some ways the website does. So it's completely up to yourself which one you use. But between the two, you can certainly play this game very accessibly. And I definitely
PL
recommend
active.
it. Like I say,
Act
again,
transfer.
we've now got
Fantasy Premier League. Draft. Rows 14. Follow at official FP. Fantasy Your League.
The
VIP
leagues.
Super League.
Do join the VIP Super League.
Invitational H2H. VIP Super League. Head to.
The VIP Super League head-to-head. I shared those codes earlier, and I will put them in the notes as well. If you do want to join in the game and, like I say, set up your own leagues or join your friends and family's leagues and enjoy the game. Thanks for watching and listening, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the community of Apple This. For the latest in resources and tips and tricks to help you get the best experience from your Apple device, visit us online at www.applethis.com.